Yo, what's good, y'all? This is Dumbfounded. Welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. Today, I'm joined by a rapper by the way of Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes.
I can't. That's like probably the only time I'll be able to say that ever in my lifetime. But he resides in New York City right now, and he's been making noise on the internet, overseas in Korea, and a lot of people who are just fan of hip hop to Korean hip hop out in the States. We are here with Ted Park of Higher Music.
Haha.
What's up, bro? I'm gonna put this mic a little closer to you.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. What's
You
up,
can
bro?
pull it, yeah, whatever.
Man, thank you for having me, man.
Yo, Ted, what's up, bro?
Man, I'm chilling. Just got to LA, feeling good, you know. Terracotta in like an hour. I don't know.
Every time I see Ted visit Los Angeles, he's making new moves, new strides.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting. You don't rap in Korean.
Nah.
You're signed to a Korean label,
Yeah.
and you're making a lot of noise in the Korean hip hop
Yes,
scene.
sir.
So how did that? Before we even get to all that, it's crazy because I took you on a part of the leg of my tour.
Yes, sir.
So some of my fans listening might have seen him perform on a lot of the West Coast leg of my Yikes tour. And before even that, apparently we had met many years ago when I was touring through Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what I don't remember that, but
Yeah.
you had to remind me, and that was so cool, actually. I
Yeah,
thought.
for sure. It was you and Watsky and
Yeah.
Breezy Lovejoy, aka Anderson .Paak.
Right.
And I opened for you. It was like my second show. I was like 16 or something. And
Yeah.
I was like, you gonna see me one day? You're like, oh yeah, for sure.
And when was this?
I was a sophomore in high school.
Watsky Tour must have been, that was over 5 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was maybe 7 or something like that. But
Yes, sir.
then that's crazy. And that tour was actually a big tour for me too. Watsky took me on
Yeah,
this
for
national
sure.
tour. Breezy Lovejoy, now Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Many years later, we meet again. And it's
for
dope,
sure.
man. I came across your stuff through viral songs that were going crazy. And I think people were just noticing, like my circle of friends were noticing. And you caught the attention of even Jay Park, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's the one who signed you to Higher Music.
Yes.
How was that decision to kind of join this Korean music label, especially for you, where you were you've been kind of just learning to connect with your roots a little bit more,
absolutely. And you know what? I thought it was just I was always so focused on taking this conventional path as a not even. I was like, yo, like I don't want to be an Asian rapper. I just want to be a dope rapper that's Asian, right? And I realized like when Jay presented the opportunity to me, I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to get new fans, get on this new platform, and also really connect with Asian American people and Asians in general. And honestly, like even though like at first I was a little unsure, but very excited, I'm very happy I made the right decision.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure during that time, I remember even talking to Mikey, your manager, who's actually a good friend of mine
Yes,
as
sir.
well.
Shouts to Mikey Fresh, man.
Shout out to Mikey
and Plug
Fresh.
This Out, that's fam right there.
Crazy motherfucker, but Mikey is a veteran in this hip hop world, far as behind the scenes,
Yes, sir.
journalism, A&Ring, all that. And I remember him talking about this, and you guys were kind of figuring out if this is the right move because you obviously rap in English, and
Yes, sir.
you had this like kind of singular focus on what you wanted to be in the music industry,
for
right?
sure.
What was that in general? Like it was just.
I've always just wanted to be like this big artist, man. And I've always wanted to be an artist that breaks in America, and to kind of I never really wanted that Asian tag initially.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I've seen how you've done it. I mean, I opened for you when I was in high school. Like I would watch the Jay Parks and etc. And I just really wanted to take my own route. But it's funny because I think ironically, my going on tour for the first time with you, right, and then signing to Higher Music, I feel like I have set this my own course of my own journey. You know what I mean? And I've learned so much, and I realized that you cannot expect to break a certain type of way.
Exactly.
And I also tried to put a timer on my success. Like, if I'm not doing this by this, like, I'm fucking up. But I realized.
Yeah, you have a lot, like the sense of urgency, right?
Yeah.
For any artist.
And honestly, not anymore. And I realized that even in the past couple of weeks, as things have really clicked, like, it's all just happened because I've been building the foundation, just trying to do things the right way, and most importantly, my way. And I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I think with you, it's interesting because we've been seeing you build a fan base like literally fan by fan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And that's something you should pride because that's the same way I have. You know what I mean? Like when I was doing my thing, like early on, like I wasn't sounding like the Asian rappers that was coming out.
Of
you know, I
course.
was like a lot nerdier. I was like a skateboard kid. You know, like
I mean, you were just being yourself, bro.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why I think like even when I was watching you on YouTube really early on, like, bro, like I just saw how you built your core fans, and even though I'm not dumbfounded, I'm not Jay Park. Like I really value building my core fans as well, and whether it's doing pop-up shops, doing free release parties, doing as many events as possible to really connect in person. I think I'm a great performer too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for people to get to see me, because like see me have some internet clout, see me on Complex, Billboard, viral, that's cool. But like I realize that they gotta see you, man. And if you can put on a show, and if they can fuck with your energy, then like
Well, the thing with
that's
you,
what makes someone stay.
I definitely think you show and prove. You know what I mean? Like you,
Right on.
throw you on a stage, they throw you in the studio. Like you're gonna come out with
Of course.
new believers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact. That's a big
and
fact.
that's what's happened also with you. Actually, after you signed on to Hire, like every
Right.
Korean artist that encounters you or hears your shit, they become believers. They're like Korean rappers throw you on features, and you're not rapping in
for sure.
Korean.
That's a blessing. It's definitely
You
a
know what I
blessing,
mean?
man.
And
Yeah.
this is records that's gonna break more in the Korean like fan base, right? And
Absolutely.
like Korean listeners. But you've been able to kind of transcend that. Like I look at some of the video clips from your shows, and there's barely any Koreans there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you've definitely kind of cornered that market right now. You know, you have all the non-Koreans who are into Korean music, and then just kind of bridging a gap too. I feel like
Yeah,
it's like all of
absolutely.
a sudden you have these fans who might have not even given certain chance to artists that weren't even not rapping in Korean
Yeah,
or
for
doing
sure.
music in Korean.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? As it's growing. How have your experiences been with like culturally through this process? Like I feel like this has been the thing that has been helping you kind of get to your roots a little bit, the actual music industry part of this shit.
Yes, sir.
And is that kind of weird? Because this shit, it's like a business while you're doing this like search, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's definitely been a learning curve in every step I've taken. You know, going from doing 10 shows to having a Spotify viral record to viral Twitter to the big press, higher music. Every step I've taken, like there's been a couple curveballs thrown at me that I've had to learn. And also just learn about myself and my own etiquette and understanding that like, hey, like just because I didn't grow up around Asian people, the reality is that like I am an Asian rapper. I'm super proud of it. And obviously like I really appreciate everyone that fucks with me because of the music, because of my energy, because of my performance.
Right.
Like because of who I am through my art, you know what I'm saying? But I also realize that like we are Asian. And like signing to J Park, I made the conscious decision that K-pop fans and etc. are going to get exposed to me, right? So I think that I've learned not how to please everyone, because it's not about that. I've learned more about just being comfortable in my own shoes and not feeling like I have to prove something. Because when
Right.
you go out with something to prove, you're gonna just not be natural. And I think now I'm at a point, I've been with Higher Music for a year. You know, I got the tour for the first time with you, with Higher.
Yeah.
Finally getting the exposure, whatever. Like now I can finally just get back to focusing on my art, getting better as a performer, making better, doper records, and just, you know, the shit that matters the most, back to the basics.
Yeah. No, I'm curious about like just take how you were in high school, because you're in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming there aren't a lot of Asians there.
No, sir. I think like 10 Asian kids in my whole school.
10 Asian kids.
Out of like 2,000.
And you weren't
Yeah.
just like, okay, one of the few Asian kids there. Were you just as like, when I see you, you're very eccentric with your
Yeah.
fashion, your hair, all that.
Yeah,
like,
nah,
were you
I-
like that in high school?
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I was always ahead, like jerk era, tight jeans,
Yeah.
color jeans.
So you were like,
Everything, yeah.
you were like there with the popular kids and shit. Like,
I mean, it was funny because I would throw a lot of big parties and stuff, and like certain people would really fuck with me. But I think when I really started, because you know, at first I was in Korea, right? I came back and oh, this kid's cool, whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. And everyone was like, okay, dope, because they didn't think I was serious. But I was like, I'm dead ass. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to be a rapper, and my music wasn't that good. I'm like 14, 15 years old. My voice is much higher than it is now. Still pretty high, you know. And people were just like, nah, this ain't it. But people would still come to my parties and turn up. And I just stopped chilling with people. I started skipping school, just recording in the basement, because my mom would be out at church or doing whatever, and I would unplug the phone and just rap
Right.
on this USB microphone on Audacity, which is, you know, the starter kit of starter kit programs. Just trying to make music, you know, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. So started becoming more isolated.
I mean, you have a lot of the themes in your raps where you talk about people underestimating you a lot and things
Yeah,
like
absolutely. I've always felt like an underdog.
Yeah.
You know, and like even like when I was in elementary school and I was excelling academically, people would always like poke little jokes at it, like, oh, you play piano, huh, it's so Asian. Oh, you're doing Kuman, huh, it's so Asian. Oh, you're bringing this to school, oh, you're so Asian. I'm like, haha. And I hated it.
I felt like,
you know?
I feel like even when I came across your like first couple viral joints or whatnot, like there were even comments, people loved the music, but they were still trying to clown you because they weren't used to seeing like an Asian dude like you coming out of Wisconsin.
No, absolutely, yeah. It even still, like, it's crazy. Like, you know, I released Ugly, and someone was like, "Oh man, this song is so fire," but like, don't jack, you're Asian. There's no Asians in Wisconsin.
Right.
I'm like, there's me.
Right,
you know?
right.
But yeah, I realized too, like, I guess my thing is my route, my music, my sound, my look. It has never been conventional. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too goofy to look like a gangster. Like, I'm not pretty enough to look like a K-pop rapper.
But that's you know what? Yeah. That's actually something I love about you, because
for sure, me too.
I really what you just said is completely right. Like, you don't fit in anywhere, and yet you've overcome all those obstacles.
Yeah.
That shit is fire, bro.
And still overcoming. I got a long way to go.
Yeah,
but you know,
I think that here's the thing about it. I think a lot of Korean artists that are coming up in America right now, like, they know what's going on in Korea, that is popping, so they're trying to cater to everything that's with how they look, how the type of records they're trying to make, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've stepped out of your comfort zone kind of from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
throwing
sir.
yourself in it's whether you were in your high school jerkin or your videos with like bright red hair, Asian motherfucker, that's out of your comfort zone, out of anybody's comfort zone as an Asian growing up in America. Because you're safe if you hang out with a bunch of Asian kids.
Yeah, you're
safe.
You're safe.
You're like,
you're safe if you chill with all of them, and you dress and you act like, and you try to make music.
But there's no growth,
though.
There's no growth.
There's no growth, and there's no excitement. Like, you gotta add the fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? And I was like, from the jump, I was like, if I'm really gonna do this, like, bro, I'm just gonna put myself the fuck out there and do my thing.
I feel like in the last couple months to this past year, like, something kind of changed in you too, because I feel like you had maybe some down moments. I'll see some tweets, I'm like, this motherfucker's sad or something right now.
Yeah,
like,
definitely sad, man.
Yeah, like, you've gone through some shit, with friends and all that. And what is the thing that kind of flipped that switch?
I realized, like, too many people believe and have invested their time and energy and heart into seeing me grow and succeed for me to just be a bitch about it. You know what I mean? Like, when you choose to be a rapper, when you're an Asian American kid living halfway across the world from your parents, and like, I'm not from no rich silver spoon family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to earn my keep from the day I decided to move to New York,
right,
and try and become a fucking artist. I realized, like, after all these people have co-signed me, regular people in the street showing me love, support, every genuine engagement I've had with anyone, I'm like, who am I to just be sitting here like whimpering about a couple down moments? Because, like, who said this path was gonna be easy? You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to be a hip-hop artist, bro, full time, like,
right.
And that's when I realized, like, bro, I just gotta get to it, man. And I just put all my feelings aside, just started getting back in the studio relentlessly, 5-6 songs a night.
Doing the shit that you pretty much excel in, what I mean?
Just the shit that, cause like you can question anything about me, but you cannot question my authenticity and my work ethic, 100%. You know what I mean? So I just got back to the basics, got back to my roots, started speaking to my parents more. It was at one point I was so ashamed that I couldn't talk to my parents. Like, they would call me Kakao, from Korea. I wouldn't answer because I was like, I don't want to talk to them right now because I don't feel like a success. But then I realized, like, bro, that shit doesn't matter, man. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah, because I feel like they would be, I mean, I'm sure they're happy you're starting to succeed, but
for sure,
they would be the same way either way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always going to be unconditional love, you know? And I just realized, man, that, like, hey, I have people that believe in me. I have people that support me. I need to just stop focusing on trying to prove this person and that person wrong, but proving the people that believe in me right. You know what I mean?
Of course, we focus on the haters more.
Yeah, but it's like, why?
Yeah, I saw that recently. Your dad saw you perform for the first time.
Yeah.
Wait, was that in general or in Korea?
In general.
Oh wow, so your parents usually don't come to your performances.
I didn't want to invite them till I felt it was big enough.
Yeah. That's a good move. That is a nice move.
But I realized they never cared about that. So my dad got to see me perform in Korea.
How was his reaction?
He loved it. I mean, he saw 2 different shows. He saw me perform at a festival for like 7,000 people, and then he saw me perform a club show for like 300. but
Yeah.
the energy was still the same. So he was happy.
That's dope.
He took like 500 pictures. I was like, that's my
Did you
dad,
shout him
man.
out on stage? You have time to do that?
No.
Okay, cool.
You know, my dad is very low profile.
You got to do that one day.
But it's funny
I do
because
that.
my fans were taking pictures with my dad
Yeah.
after like, oh, thanks for bringing Ted into this world. I'm like,
Damn,
Chill, yeah.
that's crazy when a fan thanks the parent for bringing you into the world.
yeah,
like
absolutely. But next time I'm in Korea, I'm gonna bring my mama out. And I think that's gonna be real special.
that's tight.
You
That's
know?
tight.
For the first time, she's always wanted me to do well, just be happy, healthy, succeed.
yeah.
But she actually really likes some of the music, like Ugly, Let It Go.
That's
some of like the
amazing.
softer.
I mean,
know,
either,
more
yeah,
vulnerable
whether you're
records,
a
yeah.
fan of any genre, it's just good music, you know.
Yeah,
so,
good music is good music.
Yeah. What was the scene in Madison, Wisconsin like when you were coming up? Just out of curiosity.
When I was in high school, it was just everyone just. I mean, bro, it's a small town, and
yeah, but there's local rappers that were probably opening up for all the big dudes coming
absolutely,
into town.
absolutely. And there's a lot of local rappers that I learned from,
Yeah.
and that's why like I'll always cherish my time, even through all the hate or whatever. Like
Right.
growing up in Madison, and even now, like, you know, Madison scene is very interesting. Like a lot of people are putting shows together, art shows.
It's like a lot of
concerts.
college
Yeah,
stuff too, right?
A lot of college stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of the campuses are involved, and even though I haven't been home in a minute, like I think it's really dope.
Yeah, and then are you planning the big homecoming joint? Like you're gonna do the homecoming party, the turn
Yeah,
up?
very soon.
Okay.
I'm planning it right now.
Yeah, cats in Wisconsin is waiting right now, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah, nah, it's cool. Especially, I just realized like there's no place like home, and like I love New York, and like getting to tour and shit. Like, I've seen a lot of places now, and
Yeah.
hopefully many more to go. But dude, I love Madison. It's home, and to all the artists out there that are just trying to, you know, I guess what's a good word, like just get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
Like I was that too. You know, I just decided to leave.
Yeah, well, you left and you went to New York, right?
Yeah.
And then when you were living in New York, like I know you were struggling out there in the big
Bro,
city too,
I lived in a basement with like 5 ajaxis for like $200 a month.
like a hostel joint.
Yeah, my room was probably the size of two of these tables.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't afford it no more. I met my partner Saho, you know, and he was like, "Yo, bro, like."
So how did you meet him? Like, was it like one of those you're going around just pitching your demo? Like,
nah,
what was the
hotel
grind
party.
like? Oh, just at a party.
At a party, I was about to leave. He's like, "Oh, you about to leave? You about to turn up?" I'm like, "All right." And then you know, he told me he wanted to get into music management. I was like, "Whatever." You hear that all the time.
Yeah.
We linked up. He was serious about it. Put me in the studio for the first time, like a nice studio.
Yeah.
Just worked, you know. Just hustled together, you know, like learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes, made some good decisions,
Right.
got lucky. Yeah, like I remember when I couldn't afford that other shit no more, like where I was living, he was like, "Yo, I got a spot for you, but I don't know how you gonna feel." I'm like, "Where is it?" It was 116th and 5th, Foster Projects, Harlem,
yeah.
and it was definitely a change of pace for me. But I never thought about that. I was just like, "Hey, man, like I chose this route. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be an artist. It's like either this or I move to Korea and get my GED or something." Like
That's dope. Did
know
you
what I mean?
did you ever see it coming back to like this Korean like circle, like coming back to this
No,
Korean scene?
definitely not.
That's what I'm
definitely
saying.
not.
Meeting you, I feel
Yeah.
like I would have never expected you, you know, from that in general. You
Me
know,
too.
like
Trust me, I look in the mirror, and I look at where I'm at now, and I'm like, wow, like of all the paths I saw my career going, especially because like having major label interests like pretty early stages, right? I was like,
you're getting so you had a Spotify viral joint,
yes, sir.
And that
so crazy, man.
and that was like a #1 joint at the time, or
It
something.
was like on the viral chart
It
in
was
the
on the-
U.S. like number 4.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like top 10 in like 5 countries.
That's wild.
So then like I think in like a 24-hour period, like 5-6 labels, and I'm just like, it was.
What
a
was
moment.
the meetings like? What happened there that ultimately didn't allow you
the
to sign
typical, very talented, lot of promise. It's too early,
with them?
you know. But I'm sure a couple of them wish that they took that chance, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know, like, even with you now, you dabbling with songwriting here and there too, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
since I've talked to you early on, like, you're very clear that like you want to be an artist, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'm sure that I could just put the pen to the put the pen to the paper and write for A, B, and C. But I believe that time will come. I want to get my stock up and prove that I can succeed with my own records.
No, I feel you, because I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of cats give up because they're like, I can't, because being a individual artists where you are a brand is a
Yeah.
lot harder than just making good songs. There's a lot of work with, you know, the way you put out your visuals, you know, the branding,
And that is another thing that I feel like I've stepped up this year.
for sure.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that early on.
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
really emphasized on me, like, better visuals.
Yeah, I mean the thing about you is it's always been you'll always make it. You always make the thing, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But it's like, of course, the branding of it is just hard in general for anybody who's stepping into this realm.
Yeah,
you know?
if it would be easy, if it was easy, then every talented motherfucker would be super famous. There's so many talented people.
Yeah, but it was interesting with you because I really respected that you were just like, nah, that's not what I want to do. And cats were still probably even saying that to you. People who actually believe in you too.
Oh, sure.
But they were just like, you know, you can make some money doing this, you know, and you were just like,
yeah,
fuck it. Like,
I hear a lot of no's and a lot of how abouts, and I'm just like, it's cool, man. I'm just gonna figure it out. Like if I'm making a mistake, like, let me figure it out. It's my journey. You know what I mean? So I feel like, sure, there are a couple opportunities, a couple scenarios I've turned down that I could have been in a crazy place right now, but I'm enjoying the ride nonetheless.
you've been having some interest. You've been having a pretty good month. You put out an album recently.
Yeah, my first like official project.
And,
very proud of it.
And you put out, and you had an album released, and even something happened at the album release too. Let's go into that because this is like I was just like, with cats are blowing up my group chat because all my homies in New York, you know what I mean? So like, what happened at your recent album release?
First off, I want to shout out those 200 fans that RSVP'd in 10 minutes. That was crazy.
And they were all, from what I saw, they were like legit fans.
Out of control.
Yeah.
They're the best in the world. Like, for real, I'm very happy that this early in my career I can have a fan base like that.
Right.
And just how you say, like, core fans, like, I really genuinely believe I got quality core fans that are great people.
Yep.
You know, so that went really well. I was outside taking pictures in K-Town, right by MK, and Lil Uzi Vert walked by, and you know, maybe it would have been different if like these couple hundred, like the 100 fans that were still there, like bum rushed him.
But there was a commotion, right?
Yeah, and they were just like, yo, you gotta fuck with Ted Park. He's lit. And even his security is like, who the fuck is this? So he threw me on his story, and he hit me.
And this is, you gotta,
crazy.
This is in the middle of Koreatown, the one block in New York City that's Koreatown.
West 32nd Street.
West 32nd Street, and one of these karaoke's that we frequent often, like where you had the event.
Yeah.
You come down, the fans are they kicked everybody out. You're in this lobby, it's tiny ass fucking lobby, but like the fans, instead of just like rushing Uzi about like, oh, picture, they're actually vouching for you.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you gotta check this fool out.
Yeah, and honestly, like, as special as it has been, like, just a week after that, having a Billboard premiere, shouts to Billboard, that was a great look, and all the radio stations and the outlets that have called, etc., the industry interest, like, that's great. But what's even more special to me is that, like, my fans, not only did they get to experience that moment, they made that moment happen.
Right.
Because I was starstruck. I didn't want to say nothing to him. I was just like, oh shit, it's Lil Uzi. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna leave it at that, right? But to have these people really like vouch for me, like, you know,
seeing that is more special, right?
That was very special for me. And
they just kind of stepped up and was really pushing you, like they were damn near management or something.
Yeah, damn near. You know, Mikey and Sal were very proud. Mikey was like, okay, like, nah.
I think it makes sense. Even like just the melody. I was like, yo, this is actually like some kind of fate situation, bro. You know?
Yo, it's funny because like I was seeing like people have been saying like some industry plant shit because I posted this video called "Who is Ted Park?" just talking about myself, and then the thing sold out real quick, and then Uzi, and then whatever's happening right now, and I'm like, bro, it's.
Oh, they're like, this is all strategy.
Yeah, I'm like, this is no strategy. This is just hard work. Finally, starting to come together a little bit.
Right.
You know? But I mean, it was a great moment. I'm gonna remember it for a long time. Just as I'm gonna remember being on Yikes Tour and Jay chaining me at South by Southwest. Like these moments, like I'm gonna always keep to my heart, you know.
Yeah, man, you're a Chalkhead boy, bro. That's
Chalkhead boys forever, man.
Yeah, Chalkhead boys forever. What is the? I mean, now that you have this fan base, pretty much like for any artist is like that's the biggest thing, you know. No matter you become a huge star or not, you want at least fans. You know what I mean? You can sell out a show or whatnot, man. Like. What do you see? Where do you see your career going? Considering like now you're also involved in the Korean music scene too,
all the way up, man.
Yeah, I mean, is it some stuff are you planning to now? Like, you're gonna make frequent trips there too, right? That's still.
It's not about that. I'm just gonna get it how I get it, man. Like, I think there's no certain route I see myself having to take. I just think that. I just gotta follow the pack. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. No, but
I mean, yes, you do.
Yes,
but
yeah, but on a serious note. I'm just gonna just keep making better and better music, keep improving my visuals, keep improving my performance, and I think I'm growing at a really good rate, like a really steady rate, and I know when it's time, and it's my time, and the light is on me 100%. I'm gonna run with it and never look back. You feel me?
How has your label mates and Jay as a CEO kind of
Yeah.
influenced you, since signing?
Just seeing Jay's work ethic, like that's a hardworking man.
Yeah.
I always preach to all my friends I'm the hardest working person, and I see people like Jay, I'm like, no.
Oh no, he's kind of the standard of like a hardworking
Jay
dude.
Jay is where he is in his career right now, and every single ounce of respect he's earned, those thousands of people that come to his shows, everything, like that man worked for that shit, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I've never felt entitled. I've always busted my ass too, but sometimes I would put like a less than stellar visual and be like, oh, why people not going crazy to this?
Right.
But then to see how much he really values his craft, I'm like, yo, I gotta care more. And that's why this year I've stepped up my shit as well. Not
Right.
just the visuals, but mixing, mastering, everything. Like I'm like, it's time for me to bring quality, not just quantity, because I'm capable of delivering both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jay has been a great influence on me. Very hard worker and just a very good person.
I think your sound works really well and just naturally in Korea as well, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they like catchy shit. I got him.
Right.
I got him. PH1 success. I would say PH1 is the closest to me out of the whole label.
Right.
Just seeing him get his coin is makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Very genuine guy. Sick K showed a lot of love even before I officially signed. He's like, "Yo, welcome, brother." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah.
Like Sick K, like Woody, even the American dudes like Jarv, man, like Av, Faye, Cha, everyone, man. Like honestly, like even like the higher tour, it was a great experience getting to bond and like meet all these guys officially. And
Right.
everyone has their own lives, but they all root for each other, and that's cool. And honestly, all the Korean artists I've met as well, like, it's been dope for them to accept me and put me on records when they might have more following than me, etc. And it's not because they care about the clout or the little hype or whatever is with my name. They just care about the music, and that's cool to me.
And when you went into signing with them, did you know anything about Korean music?
Bro, not shit. I didn't know nothing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Korean artists with millions of followers hit me up to this day.
How about Jay? Did you know anything about Jay?
Yeah, of course. I've been
Okay.
following Jay Park for a couple
Okay.
years. I literally knew about like 3 Asians.
He's a
bro.
little bit more easier
Yeah.
to follow because he is an Asian American dude, so he does a lot of he
I
does
feel
English
like
interviews and whatnot. But
as a Korean American, I have to study, right?
right.
So I think like it was very surreal for me, especially last year, like touring with you and then fucking signing to Jay. Like it was like, damn, this is like the Korean American small town kid's dream come true.
Right.
You don't even know how many people came up to me like, yo, I can't believe you're on tour with Dumbfounded. I'm like, me too, bro.
No, Cats was rooting for you. Even in my group chat, I consider like a lot of the New York youngs
the
and
young chat, right?
and a lot of cats who are just very cultured in not just on hip hop and pop culture, but just even our people. Like, we want to see motherfuckers who are Korean American in the front lines of shit.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
So we share shit in our chat all the time. So your shit came across. We're like, yo, this kid is nice, you know?
Oh shit, that's
so and everybody was like rooting for you because you're also a nice dude, the Chake boy, and we like Chake boys.
I'm gonna say this, man. Like, industry cosigns dope, big blog cosigns cool, but for the youngs, for Korean Americans that are staples, and just Korean Americans in general that have co-signed me and like just give me that pat on the back, like keep going, you got it. Whether it's been K-Town New York, K-Town LA, Mikey Fresh, whatever. Oh man, the water going crazy. But you, Mikey, Donnie, Jason, J Key, all those dudes, like honestly, like for my people to own me and to tell me that I really have a chance, like I think that's what's kept my head in the game. And like I said, like once I started trying to prove people right, that's believe in me, rather than proving people wrong that don't believe in me, I think that's when my stuff started moving.
Yeah.
The right way.
That's what,
You know
you're
what
so
I mean?
positive, bro. I love you.
I mean,
man.
you have to
You're-
be like, it's like either I could just try to be optimistic and just keep hustling, or I could just fall the fuck off.
Yeah,
and,
or not even
yeah.
just that. You can fall into a very dark place when you.
And I was very close.
Yeah.
Last year, like, there were times where I was like, I don't want to fucking make music, and then I was
Right.
like, what am I talking about? I gave up my whole life for this.
Yeah, and it seemed like you were
Yeah.
kind of. I can see you're down even on the social media part,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and that's when it gets kind of dangerous, you know.
Very dangerous, bro.
Yeah, and I'm glad you strayed the other way, but I think you have a lot of positive support on your side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm very grateful.
What I'm curious, what American artist would you like to do a record with? Because you,
Lil Uzi, what up?
I mean, Lil Uzi, you ran into him, but I'm saying who would be some
genuinely?
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper, Lil Uzi, Drake, Kanye, Chris Brown.
Okay, so those are like the artists that you resonate with, far as your sound too.
Oh,
yeah.
so many talented motherfuckers though, right? But I would say like growing up, Ye, right? Breezy, Uzi. Like from the first time I heard Lil Uzi, I was like, and when I saw him perform,
so that was genuinely an
bro,
artist that you could have, out of anybody you ran into, that was a big one for
I
sure.
think
for
I
you.
first saw Uzi like when he had like 300,000 views,
Right.
which is the numbers I'm doing right now, right? I was like, he's a star, bro, and
Right.
he was already blowing up. Everyone knew Lil Uzi was gonna be a fucking superstar, but and to see his music growth, I'm like, that man cares about music, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and like Chance, Midwest, his whole rise.
That's true. Yeah.
So many people, but you know, I just like,
So those are kind of the cats.
yeah, definitely,
That's amazing.
definitely.
That's amazing. You ran into somebody that's on your list of the people.
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna be
know?
honest. Like, if it's some, I've seen a lot of famous motherfuckers, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, like it's great. I'm like, wow, but I don't think I've been starstruck like that, bro.
That's
I
wild.
was shook. I was very shook.
And he's such a, he's like another positive dude too.
Very cool. He's like, yeah, I'm tapped in. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, I'm gonna tune in. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bet.
yeah.
He's like, anything you need, let me know. I'm like, don't ask me that. I'm asking you to do a whole mixtape with me. Like, nah, it was cool. It was a good moment. But yeah, like for real, like I don't know, man. It's been a crazy journey. I think what excites me the most is that my shit is not gonna peak anytime soon. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
going.
I mean, that you got to do what you can control.
Absolutely.
You know, everything else is you gotta you know, you can't really control. You can only control what you make and your
Absolutely,
output.
brother.
You know.
And that's why I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna keep making dope music, and I can't force people to like my shit, but I can force them to see that I'm busting my ass and I'm putting my whole life towards this. You feel me?
What's the incident, you know, in this recent last year or two, you know, you've been grinding and you've been
Yeah.
gaining fans. What's been an incident you're like, God damn, now I really do have some hardcore fans, like the few that are just every Ted Park show.
Can I
they're
be
there.
honest with you?
Yeah.
Like last week
Last week?
at my release party.
How did I? Why? Just the
Because that was my
bunch you're
first
saying?
time
That
doing
bunch?
something.
Yeah.
That was my first time doing something like by myself completely.
Mm.
Like no one's involved.
You.
like,
Yeah.
just me.
Y'all,
I-
your
I-
team organizing.
Bro,
And that's it.
MK
Yeah.
held it down with a free space for me.
Yeah.
And I put up an Eventbrite, and bro, like I've done the festivals now, like I've done 3,000 whatever, right? But that room of 200 people, I almost went deaf.
Right.
I was shocked, and my EP had been out for 24 hours, and they sang every song better than me, word
That's
for
crazy.
word, and I was just like, wow, like that's
So
when I
the
knew.
real fans came out for you.
That's when I knew for sure.
That's tight,
That's
man.
what I
Yo, Ted is here in town right now for what are you in town for?
We doing the Sunni style 2-year anniversary party tonight, showing them love. Shout out to Sunni. And then Koreatown Night Market LA Saturday with the big bro PH1.
Really tapping in with the K-Town community out in LA right now.
We got to. We gonna have a good time. Eat hella taco truck shit.
I think you're gonna
hella
see a
BBQ.
nice little LA hardcore fan base, the LA chapter of that,
I
what
heard.
you experience, I think
heard,
here.
Yeah. I'm very excited, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Sunni Style. Sunni Style does all the hair of all the Korean acts coming into town and the local Korean heads. Like
They're good
they do
people.
good work. They do good work though. Real talk. I mean,
people,
this
good
man
work.
has had 18 hairstyles in the last month. You know, and
Yeah.
it's every one of them is interesting. I'll tell you. That. Yo, Ted, love you, bro. Thanks for pulling
Yo,
up.
I just want to say thank you again, and like all the love and support you've shown me, and just giving me these opportunities, touring for the first time, shouting my shit out, everything. Like I'm
Always, bro.
I'm
If
keep leveling
anything,
up.
you've just added to everything that I'm doing. You know, I just love, you know, supporting ill shit. You know, because
Nah,
it
for
helps. It helps me as an artist too. You know,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I don't see it as like me helping that. I actually see it more like
right.
these artists helping me. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
shit. Well, you helping my ass out, so I'm happy. Thank you.
that's
man,
what's
for
up.
real.
Yo, make sure you check out Ted. All of anything that Ted does moving forward. Ted Park. He is a fellow Park, no relation. I am John Park. This is Ted Park. There's a J Park. Park is just a very common last name. We're family in some
Yeah,
branch.
Park Brothers Unite, man.
Some branch in this shit. You know what I mean? There's like some royal branches. Yeah, we're probably from the real royal shit. But tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb. Yee. Peace.